Hey everybody, welcome to Wild Tree Farms, Apiary Field, the bee yard. Quick update today. We're not doing it too much, but we do need to check Hive 5 to see if there's a queen. That is the ultimate purpose of today's adventure. Hive 5, this one. Make sure that there's a queen in there. If there's not, that's a bummer, but we'll combine it with Hive 1. We'll do a newspaper combined, double the population of Hive 1, and then honestly, we'll probably just jump into queen rearing a little earlier because they'll have a whole lot more population to be able to support that versus what the plan was. We're going to wait for population to increase a little bit. So there's, dozen or so frames of bees versus the 6 that are in there right now. They're going to start everything that they've been laying right now. They're going to start hatching out in the next 2 weeks here, day 21. So things are going to get very busy very quickly here in these beehives. So we're very excited, but we're going to get into Hive 5, see if the queen's in there, if she's laying, if she's not. Bummer. If she is, fantastic. But there's up to both situations. And then if she's not in there and we do have to combine, we'll just make a split off of them once we do make some queens. We'll be back right where we started. So either way, it's going to be a good time. Stick with us. Let's check on Hive 5 and see how she's doing. All right, Hive 5, we're here. We're going to try and do this without gloves. It's so much better to work bees without gloves on. You can just feel better about what's going on and see what we're working with here. Not gonna lie, it doesn't look like a huge population. Typically, if you're looking for queens, you don't really want to smoke all that heavily because you'll probably run her out of places. But I'm not really worried about seeing her. More just want to see some eggs is what we're really looking for. See what you're able to see while we work through this. There's not a whole lot going on in that frame, just some food. So set that aside, give us some room. A little leery about doing this without gloves on because typically, if your hive is queenless, they're a little grumpier. No eggs or anything on this frame. Drawn out really nicely. They're actually beginning to draw out the other side of this frame too. But these are outside frames. Not super concerned about not seeing any eggs yet. But these next 2 frames, if we don't see any eggs, that's when the concern will probably begin. And I don't. Still a lot of food. Still a lot of food. Queen cups. But obviously, if there's no there's no queen here to lay eggs, there's not going to be any ability to raise your own queens, ladies. So something to think about as you're spending time and resources building out queen cups. A lot of food. Just a lot of food. Oh, I feel like I do see some eggs. I think there's some eggs on this frame. That would be wild if she took that long to start laying, but I don't see any open brood or anything. Guess we'll check the next. Tons of food. I mean, they do seem extremely calm. A lot of random cross comb in here too. Well, not cross, but they've bridged a little. Tons of food on this one again. A lot of cells up here that could be laid into but aren't. I don't see her. High five, what's going on? I mean, still no. There's just that one frame that looks like there's possibly some eggs on it, but otherwise I don't see anything here. Even if she is here, I'm going to say not really a prime queen, right? I mean, definitely not one I'm looking to graft off of, let alone just keep around and possibly generate genetics that could get passed in drones and then sent off to breed with queens that I'm trying to mate, right? Just food. Food all over this. Food all over this frame too. No eggs. So there's just the one frame. It's got potential eggs. I think it was this frame. And I still don't. I don't see her, but I'm leery to do a combine if these are eggs and she is in here and she's just terrible, but somehow she ends up killing the other hive. I don't know. There's definitely eggs in these cells, but no larva. And no, I mean, I don't see the queen. This is going to be a mystery. I don't think I'm going to do anything with it. Just with concern of if the queen is in here somewhere, just doing a terrible job and I try and combine, and this queen somehow kills a good queen in another colony that I'm trying to combine it with, that would be something. That would really stink. I don't know. Thoughts? Should I slap a frame with some eggs from another colony in here quick? See what they do? Definitely an option. Pretty solid option, if you ask me. I mean, there's clearly eggs here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that one that I crushed. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to go into Hive 4. We're going to grab a frame that's got some eggs in it. We're going to give them some eggs to do something with. And we're going to go from there. Get into Hive 4 here. And this will be tricky because we don't... Still want to move slow. Just because I have gloves on, I'm not looking to kill a bunch of bees and get stingers all over me. That's just a bunch of food. Bunch of food. No eggs over here. Eggs over here. And a lot of food and a lot of pollen. And there's our queen. Not sure if you'll be able to see her. But she's right here. Getting a drink or something. So, that's super helpful. That means we're going to put her off to the side. Not let her jump onto another frame. This frame is extremely light. It has eggs. It's got young larvae, and it's got some cap larvae. A little bit of everything. Got cap larvae. This is awesome. Honestly, don't really want the bees. Get this one put back together. This from the other hive is just some food on one side and empty on the other. So that's all we're going to do here. So now back to our questionable hive. This is now our new frame. I carved a chunk out of it so I know that that is the frame that we put in that's got the eggs and such on it. Guess we'll find out what they do with it the next couple of days. Honestly, I might be back tomorrow to check food and stuff, and there's a chance that they'll all have already started drawing stuff out if they're going to make queens out of that frame. So again, not going to put the cover back on it, so we're going to leave this one as a single story, and time will tell. So I think that's all we're going to do today. It was all about Hive 5 and seeing what's going on. And as you can see, it's questionable at best. So we're going to see what they do with that frame of eggs. Hive 4, we know it's killing it. The rest looked healthy. I guess maybe depending on what time it is. might go into another. But I think that's all we're going to do. The plan this week was to just leave them be and check next week, because next week should be right before all the larvae start hatching out and things start to really build up, and we'll start adding second deeps, because my 8-frame equipment will be filling up really quickly once they start hatching out and the process begins. So that's it for today. Be well, and we'll see you next time.